Alright, so I finished up the cb122, the orange one. Turned out pretty good. Except I have a problem now. Based on some of the parts that I ordered recently, I need to actually take this apart. And I'm going to replace the Lumenier 12 amp 4-in-1 with single DYS 12 amp ESCs. Because this frame is basically made more for just single ESCs. You can see how wide the arms are and how long they are. It's the perfect size. Those DYS XSD 12 amp ESCs are 11.5 millimeters wide by 15 millimeters long, and this arm is 12 millimeters wide, so it's going to be just the perfect size. And it's going to save me quite a bit of weight too. For this, this is a 2.5 inch quad, so 5 grams isn't going to make a difference, but 15 grams will make a difference. So those ESCs, the DYS 12 amps, they're 1 gram each, so that's going to be 4 grams total. And this Lumenier 12 amp 4-in-1 is, it says on the Get FPV website that it's 20 grams, which I don't know if that's true or not, but because I mean that sounds a little bit heavy. I know the Racer Star 12 amp, actually I'm pretty sure that the Racer Star 12 amp is actually a Cicada 10 amp, based on what I've seen, because you can look on this Lumenier one, you can see those caps right there. They're way bigger than the outside ones, those inner ones. They're huge. And if you look at a Cicada 10 amp 4-in-1, all of them are the same size. They're the sizes of those little outside ones. And then if you look at the Racer Star 12 amp one, they're the exact same size as the 10 amp. So maybe the 20 grams is right, but I know the Racer Star one or the Cicada one 10 amp is like 13 grams or something like that, so it probably is right at 20 grams, which is kind of heavy, but it is what it is. So how this is right now, it flies awesome. I flew it yesterday. I flew it with this 450, and I got about 2.5 minutes and flying fast, and it wasn't bad. I mean, 2.5 minutes isn't a long time, but it was enough. Especially if you have a bunch of these little batteries, you can just, you fly all day with them, 2.5 minutes at a time. But I also have, camera's in the way, hold on. This right here. So this is the 650 3-cell, and I flew this with it on there, and I got like 4 minutes flight time, and the battery wasn't warm or anything. Usually when I fly with this one, the battery is a little bit warm when I'm done, but that's only if I fly to like 3 minutes. If I went to 3 minutes, then this battery would be pretty warm. But if I stop at 2.5, then it's fine. But this one wasn't warm at all, and it wasn't too heavy, even though this one is 54 grams and this one's 41 grams. So it's what, 13 grams heavier? But it didn't really matter. I mean, the motors didn't get hot at all. They were warm, but they weren't hot, so that's good. But yeah, it turned out pretty nice. I like it how it is, but it's going to be even better when I shave off like 15 grams of weight. I was trying to think of any other ways that I could shave weight, because this one is a little piggy right now. It was like 90 grams without the battery, which is a little on the heavy side, but I think part of it is to do with that ESC. So once I take 15 off, it's going to be 75 grams, which is pretty light. So like I said, it flew nice, but with 15 grams less, it's going to be a little bit more floaty and be a little bit more how I like it personally. So pretty awesome. And then the other cb122 I'll be doing later this week. This one's also going to have the single ESTs, and then it's just going to have an omnibus. So it's going to be exactly the same as this, but the only thing that'll be different is the motors. I'm putting on this one, I'm going to have those 1106 6500 kV Sunny Skies, but pretty much the same other than that. And then I'm also working on this one, which is the Atmospheric Adventures Aries 2.5 inch. And on this one I got the HGLRC F325 stack, which is 25 amp ESCs with the F3 flight controller. It's called the XJB V2. And it's going to work out perfect on here. So on this frame, it's the exact same canopy as on the Alias that I built the other day. It's the exact same pod. I just got the clear one, but I painted it blue on the inside, so it looks like an ice cube. It's pretty cool. It glows like crazy in the dark too. Just from the LEDs from this flight controller, it makes the entire pod glow blue, like really bright. It's pretty cool. But yeah, this stack is a little bit shorter than on the Alias, where I used the 12 amp 4-in-1 and the omnibus. It was a little bit taller, so I wasn't able to get to the VTX03 button up under here. But with this how it is right now, since this stack is a little bit lower, you can see once I put the VTX03 on top of the flight controller there's going to be just enough room to be able to get to the button on it. So pretty sweet little frame. This one's a little bit lighter than the rest because it's 2 millimeters thick. This one was 20 grams total, so 4 grams lighter than the other frames that I've been doing lately. So on this one I'm going to be using the DYS 1104 6500 kVs, and it should be a ripper. So yeah, and the other thing too was these 1106s, they've kind of became my favorite motor pretty fast. They haven't even been out that long, but ever since I got my first set, it's just every single quad after that I've been using nothing but these motors, and I'm starting to realize that they take up so much power that the batteries that I like to use, which are these 450s, aren't working really as good as when I was using this with the 1104 motors. So, and I'm gonna get almost, I'm not gonna get as much power, but I'm gonna get enough power for what I like, so. Because back when I was building the 2.5 inches with nothing but the DYS 1104 6500s, it was plenty of power for me. I kind of got spoiled with these motors because they put out quite a bit of power, so that's why I got so hooked on these 2.5 inch quads, because with these motors, 2.5 inch props, like insane power. So I'm gonna go fly this. I guess I'll fly it right now, so I'll take it outside, do a little punch out, and then add some DVR. Pretty decent power.